Like any complex field of interest, fighting games demand a specific understanding before they can truly be appreciated. That's because they have developed so much since their inception over 20 years ago. Nowadays, they usually cater to the people who have progressed alongside them over the years. We can't go back to simple games like Karate Champ. Compared to the depth of modern fighters, it would be boring for the people who love and support the genre. Unfortunately, this means newcomers must bear a heavy burden, catch up to 20 plus years of mechanical development in order to really understand the games. This is a daunting task, and has probably caused many potential players to simply give up at one point or another. Developers have taken notice, and some took the easy way out, oversimplifying their games, or incorporating features that seem to improve accessibility at the surface but harm the depth underneath. We don't like this approach. It's damaging to everyone involved and hurts not only the quality of the game, but the scene surrounding it. The whole accessibility debate is shallow and often based on flawed assumptions from all sides. We want to be more productive, and we'll try to accomplish this with a new video series, Airdash Academy. Our goal is that instead of bringing the games down to the level of the people, we'll help elevate the players to the level of the games. In other words, we'll try to translate into simpler terms what veterans already understand and often take for granted. The goal is to help you truly understand what is already known in the fighting game world. Fair warning though, this isn't going to be easy. To get the most out of this series, you'll have to put real effort into internalizing the concepts we'll present here. If you're a newcomer, or even an intermediate player, this isn't something that you'll pick up over a mere few minutes of video. You'll need to take your time, process the information, rewatch the videos until it all finally clicks, but when it clicks, you'll have made real progress. And by the time we reach the end of this series, we hope you'll see fighting games in a new light, the way veterans look at them. Reach this point and we promise you'll enjoy fighting games a lot more. At first we'll be demonstrating the concepts in Guilty Gear, but we'll also talk about other fighting games as well, some that aren't even Airdashers. Even if you're only interested in one game, we feel that in order to maximize your understanding of that specific game, you also need to understand at least a bit about how other games work. You'll need to be able to see the fundamental layer of the whole genre, and how it takes different forms depending on each game's specific mechanics. That way, you'll have the tools to explore and understand whatever new game that may interest you in the future. Alright, with introductions out of the way, it's time to really get into this first episode of Airdash Academy, Starting Points. How to approach a new game. Often we see a problem of unorganized information in fighting games. For example, in 3D fighters like Tekken or Virtua Fighter that have huge move lists with every move for every character. While those games inform you how to do every possible move, it doesn't help a new player understand what each move is for and how it fits into the game's general mechanics. When should I use move X and why? Good news, there is a solution. As Seth Killian wrote about in his excellent Domination 101 articles, 2D fighting games are about controlling space, where 3D fighters are more about controlling time. Your starting point when approaching any new fighter should be finding the most basic applications of these concepts, the simplest way to fight effectively. So let's go back to the huge move list. Your starting point is to find 3 specific moves from a given character's pool. The first will be a fast move that forces your opponent to respect you, to give you the time to attack. Your turn, so to speak. Once you get your opponent respecting your turn, you should mix up between moves 2 and 3. A simple low and a simple mid to bypass defenses and do damage. That's it. That's most 3D fighters in their simplest form. Of course that won't be enough as the opponent finds ways to prevent you from enacting this plan, but then it's easier to start searching for specific solutions to each problem that arises, while keeping the above principle in mind. The starting point is never enough on its own, but it's the foundation of building the way you play with a character, with every addition to your personal move list being a solution to a problem you encountered already. As for 2D fighters and space control, let's look at the most classic Street Fighter example. How do you win with a Shoto, like Ryu or Ken? Shoot fireballs, bait jumps, dragon punch the jumps. Take this concept and forget the move names. The opponent can attack you from this angle and from that angle. So you need 2 moves, one that covers this angle and another for that angle. In games featuring aerial combat, you'll want to have a move 3 and a move 4 to cover horizontal and diagonal angles from the air. That's it. With those few moves, you'll have your basic space control down. As before, this foundation isn't enough, but it will teach you to think about the match in terms of attack angles, how to utilize situations that arise from them, and how to avoid others. And like with 3D fighting games, build everything else from this basis. As you encounter problems, find solutions to them. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, please subscribe to this channel for more episodes of Airdash Academy.